Are live. I'm Savage Squishy 86. We are back for another round of our playthrough of Resident Evil 2, the remake, Claire's second run, part 2. As you can see, I had a little bit of a hair done kind of day, so I'm feeling pretty good about this. So I decided it is midnight, I'm awake, working on this stuff, and thought, you know what? Why not stream? So here we are. This will be our final run of the Resident Evil 2 remake, leaving us to the ultimate conclusion of our complete playthrough of all scenario story elements with Claire and Leon both in first and second runs respectively per each character, and enabling us to move on from Resident Evil 2 the remake and on to Resident Evil 3 the OG version. So, let's get started. When we last left off, we essentially had gotten off the phone with Chief Irons prior to his little extravaganza of ass whooping galore by Sherry Birkin, and as such, her good old dear daddy, Mr. William Birkin, now a monster. So now we're back in control of Claire, and we're basically going to make our way to the orphanage, which we have been tasked with by Chief Irons before his untimely end. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. We now have access to the parking garage permit keycard, and we'll be able to leave the police station effectively. So take only what you really need at this point. You really don't need really a hell of a lot, but that being the case, you essentially won't really have much to take with you in that capacity. So I'm going to just go right ahead and get right into the fray of it. Take the chief's private elevators down to the parking garage. We has essentially gotten everything that we needed to grab from the police station essentially as a whole. Obviously we can't access the boiler room because that's part of Leon's game. Most of these other areas, particularly the generator room, as well as this hallway here, essentially all will be pretty self-explanatory to the fact that you will not be able to access those hallways in particular. So there's really nothing to worry about in that capacity. I'll be going back tomorrow for a little bit more of a trim up because I decided I was really wanting too much more on the top, so hopefully I'll come back with a more polished fro of a hairstyle. So I'm very grateful to my hairstylist Tracy. She is a sweetheart, and I'm very grateful that she took the time to do that for me. So big shout out to you, hun. So once we use the key card, we'll immediately be beset by the tyrant. Once we drop him, go ahead and run out parking into the open area now. Go ahead and mix the green herb to get a full 3 green herbs and move on. The tyrant will pursue you beyond this point into the street, so do not linger. You got a precious amount of a couple seconds of freedom from his pursuits. Zombies behind the gate. Gendo's gun shop is essentially blocked off to us, so we won't be able to access it. However, once we get to this point, the zombies here will essentially pretty much gain momentum to basically pursue us, but we'll just put them down real quick with a quick draw and make our way through the alleyway. There we have Robert Kendo's home. Undoubtedly, Mr. Kendo will be dead. We can see the window's broken, so I'm not sure if that is by chance his mistake or whatever. Down below us, we will have some dogs. Where's my audio? I'm not hearing any dog. I'm not hearing the rainfall. What's the deal? Down below us here, we will have a zombie. We'll just go ahead and get her out of our way. then climb up onto the couple shots from the quick draw is essentially all we need, but we will eventually run out of ammo, obviously, with that. We will get some SMG ammo, but for right now, we're just going to resort to using our much needed JMB. So go ahead and use that. Dogs are pretty fast, so you want to use your SMG, but the HGMB also works well. We obviously dropped 2 dogs there. Third dog will be over here, occupied with the feeding of the corpse. Dropping it will make it easier. Have your grenade launcher with acid shells loaded, because we can kill these 2 dogs that come by this fencing over here and kill them really fast. So just have it ready and just immediately hit them, and the splash damage will be effectively good enough to kill all of the dogs involved. If you're lucky, which in this case we weren't lucky. So luckily for us, we got a couple shots and that's all it took. So we maybe have gotten him a little bit with the splash damage from the grenade launcher. Once you get SMG ammo, load it. Get your grabs the green herb here as well. Now, upon leaving here, we will have dogs pursuing us. So just be ready. A quick press of the trigger will usually drop them pretty fast. And that's usually all it takes. So SMGs are probably better than handguns. Handguns would be your next best option. Welcome to the stream, viewer. Good evening. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Or a night, depending on where you are. So once you've dispatched the dogs, head over here. And you're going to grab the red herb over here on the box. Or blue herb, say. Me. You will have zombies on board the bus here. Once you've dropped the zombie, we're just basically going to use our flash grenade to stun the dogs outside, and that will give us an opportunity to get through the area really fast. So just hustle right over to the gate, and you'll immediately breach the gate and shut it. That way you can avoid the dogs and the zombie in turn. So just throw a flash grenade out there. You gotta use basic, like, Rainbow Six tactics. Flash and clear. In this case, just stun them to basically get through the area. So once you get into the courtyard of the orphanage, go ahead and run up to the door, and you'll see that the chain has been broken by a really big set of claws. I don't really think this was Birkin. Could have been a liquor, but it doesn't matter. Point is, this door is open now, so head inside. Now, we would typically go to the door where Irons is bound to be, but in this particular instance, we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to head upstairs where Irons was terrorizing poor Sherry as he was searching for her. So head into here.
Sherry? Sherry, are you here?
And you're going to go around here, and inside the bathroom where Irons rinsed off his face, we will find 2 items. Well, 3 actually. One will be a first aid spray, obviously. The second will be a file for the director, which essentially has Irons, and then also the SMG ammo inside the laundry basket. And then that will be it. So once we get down here, head downstairs and head directly for the Chief's little science experiment back room that we saw earlier. Obviously the door is being completely destroyed by him and his little fire axe happiness. And we'll get a jump scare.
Your fault.
What?
Took too long.
What happened? Oh, God. Get off me! Oh, my God.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. So after Mr. Irons has that really bad stomach ulcer of a problem, we're gonna head right into here and basically find that the place is completely ransacked. The mayor's daughter is obviously very much ruined, and his place is trashed. But back here, we will find the hidden passage, and we will head down. After getting down here, just go down the path just like usual.
Sherry! Where are you?
And you will find Sherry ducking in the area ahead of you.
Claire! Sherry? I'll be right there!
But after you reach her, the tyrant will show up and attempt to pursue you.
Go, go, go! Claire! It's behind you! Don't stop! Hurry! Keep going. Sherry, come on.
And then that'll be the end of the tyrant, at least for Claire.
What'd you say?
I love those YouTube videos where they basically put together like what BOWs would be what, and it's kind of ironic to see G kill the tyrant or Mr. X, as it really kind of just everybody loves those fantasy matchups where it's like who would win, Wesker or Lisa Trevor, Tyrant or Nemesis, G or Alexia.
He's going to get us.
I love those things because they're so amusing in the sense where you can actually get that privilege of just experiencing that for yourself in that capacity. So
Wake up.
kind of bizarre but weird at the same time, because you always get results like that.
Hold still.
So here we have
Not infected.
Annette finding Claire.
Sherry?
Where's Sherry?
Sherry. Sherry's fine.
No, Sherry's not fine, bitch.
You know Sherry?
It's an impressive display of strength.
What happened to her?
We have to assess the situation.
Who are
We?
you?
We? Meaning what?
I'm Claire.
Hey, you on another planet there, sweetheart?
See this.
Excuse me. Where is she? Hello?
What?
Where's
Oh,
she?
Annette. Tell me, what happened to William?
I don't know. Who's that?
The creature responsible for this.
What? Can you help me find Sherry?
Seems to be evolving much faster than expected.
Where are you going?
Look, I don't have time to play 20 questions. Everything's under control.
I need to find Sherry.
My daughter is not your concern.
Well, she's clearly not yours either. You're not even hearing what she's asking. So,
Where did
well,
Sherry go?
once we get the controls back of Claire, head over here to these water-like drums, and we're gonna grab the S&G ammo from it, and then head after
Sherry's
the
her daughter?
worst mom of the year that just went into this room and disappeared. The G report about will be there on the by the whiteboard. And then over here we will find that we have a item box. So go ahead inside and drop off a few things. Most notably, drop off the green, red, and blue herb, the first aid spray, the grenade, and the single action army, since we don't really need it right now at present. And while you're at it, go ahead and drop off the blue and green herb for the time being, because we don't need that either. And then we're just going to get ourselves right. Over here, you'll find the high-powered rounds for the SLS-60. Essentially, these are what you would equivocal to 357. So essentially, both Claire and Leon, respectively, both get magnums in this game. We do not have the parts for the SLS-60 yet to use these rounds, so we're going to put them in our stash regardless. But these are going to be incredibly beneficial for you in the latter stages of the game, especially when you face Birkin again. Incredibly powerful these handgun bullets are, so you definitely want to save these as much as possible. Once you do, head back into the main hall where the elevator crashed, and then essentially just drop down into this tunnel area.
Sherry? Can you hear me?
Now, the ironic thing about Claire's playthrough, unlike Leon's, is Leon's will start in the, once he reaches the sewer system, he will start in the upper waterway, whereas Claire, respectively, will start in the lower waterway. Pretty much this is where Leon would enter the lower waterway area, but ironically Claire's entry is pretty much right close to where Leon comes sliding down here. So he makes his entry point in the upper waterway and effectively pretty much goes from there.
Now I'm gonna smell like shit. Literally.
Over here, grab the blue herb, and then just make a note of the T-valve use there. Now, once you get down here, you're going to head over and around here, and grab the white gunpowder here from the trash heap over here. That gate is effectively shut, so we can't access that yet. So we're just going to keep heading down this path to the tunnel entrance here. And then climb up. And just make your way past the cable car area, essentially, which will be up ahead of us.
Cable car. Here?
So once we get into here, we're definitely going to need to use our flashbang. I completely forgot that we could have used the grenade for this area, but it's okay, because we're going to use a flash grenade and immediately just start popping shots.
Damn it.
And then with that, we'll use one flame shell and burn all of the zombies if they are still alive, which one of them is, but not much further than that. So we effectively got rid of one zombie and nailed another. So once we've done that, take a second to just make sure they're dead, which they are. Very good. Head over here, grab the one grenade shell. Obviously, we have the file here for 4. And then over here, the locker, which will have more Magnum ammo, which will be SZF on the locker. Oh, not Magnum ammo. S&G ammo. My correction. Sorry. I slipped the ball on that one. So once we get through them, head down and drop down this broken elevator, and we'll get another cutscene.
What is this?
Sherry, I told you, I cannot leave here until my work is done.
That's what you always say.
Sherry?
Why didn't you stay in the house? It was safe there.
Hey, Sherry!
Bitch, have you seen what's going on?
I was scared. Those things were everywhere, and
You should have called the police. That's what we taught you.
I did, but nobody came, and you didn't answer your phone, so...
Sherry, I don't have time for this.
Oh no. Sherry! Sherry, I'm coming!
Like I said,
Hold on,
Mother
Sherry.
of the Year
Right
award
there.
goes for that bitch. Mother of the Year, right there. Anyway, once that cutscene is ended, grab the 45 ammo from the small table back here. And then also the file here. And then basically you're going to have the puzzle with the chess pieces back here. Now, this chess piece puzzle is essentially going to be very, very different. It's a lot more complicated, largely with the details of basically saying the rook's not next to the knight, but not facing the queen. The king ain't next to the queen, but it's facing the knight right at the end, and the knight ain't where the case marking says. So essentially, we don't really have much to go on except the fact that this piece is not where it should be. So let's take a look at that again. It says, obviously, the rook's next to the knight, but not facing the queen. The king ain't next to the queen, but it's facing the knight right at the end. And the knight ain't where the marking says it should be. So clearly, the knight isn't going to be here. So it says it's also facing the knight right at the end. So right at the end indicates that it's definitely going to be probably here. So what we need to do is essentially move these pieces around. So obviously the pawn is going to move. So we're going to put the knight here. We're going to try it here. We're going to try. I'm not saying this is exactly the answer. This may take some trial and error. So, but for the sake of the stream, I will show at the very end when we get the puzzle solution so that everybody can basically write it down or document it so that they have it in their memory. But we will take the pawn and put that in place of the knight, I think. I think that's where that would go. And the knight, the rook's not next to the knight, but it's facing the queen. So I think the queen will go here. The king ain't next to the queen, but it's facing the knight. Read that again. The rook's next to the knight, but not facing the queen. The king ain't next to the queen, but it's facing the knight. So the king will be right here. And the queen will probably be somewhere. So we have a little bit of legwork to basically figure this out. This will take a minute. But we essentially have everything we need at present for this current moment. So we'll put the bishop here for right now, just for the sake of it. We'll have to obviously move shit around probably, but for right now it's a close enough setup to where we have an idea. So in any case, we're gonna take out our SLS 60 because we're gonna need that. Also, take out the red and green herb here. Mix that. That way we have a full capacity herb there. Also, take out the big gunpowder and mix it to get some acid shells. We're gonna need them for the abundance of G adults down here. Go ahead and take the grenades as well. We're gonna put away our acid. We're gonna put away our flame shells for the moment, though. Matter of fact, let's put all of them away. I think no, actually, we don't need to put them all away. Okay, we're good. Yeah, SLS 60. Grab that. We're gonna need that. We're gonna have the parts to basically get that working. So once we have everything we have that we need at present in this area, we're gonna head over here, grab the map off the wall, the no-brainer, and then head out and use the lever here to lower the turntable path to cross the water. Now we have a way to cross. Now upon crossing, head to the left first. Grab the red herb. Grab the T-bar. Also, over here, you'll find a note from Leon. I missed this in the previous playthrough that I was testing it. So, Claire, if you made it this far, you're almost out of the city. I've got to take care of something before I leave, but I need to tell you something in case I don't make it. This was all Umbrella's doing. Let the people know. After that, head down here, and you'll get the delivery receipt for the safe, essentially detailing that the password is on the safe on the right side of it, written in chalk. That's really all it is, which we pretty much will see that plain as day when we go over here to get the weapon parts for the SLS-60. Which will be 2 left, 12 right, 8 left. Oh shit, screwed up. And inside we will find the SLS-60 parts. So we'll combine that and we will get the magnificently powerful SLS-60. Now, when you combine the parts, you get, by default, a loaded 5 rounds of the Magnum ammo. So we're not going to use that. Be very precarious about using that accidentally. Go ahead and grab the blue herb. Be careful not to touch the zombie, because if you do, when you go to grab the blue herb, he will resurrect and try to attack. We don't want to have that happen. You can avoid an unnecessary fight when you need to. Once you get down here, have a grenade ready for these 2 zombies that will be waiting to attack. And both of them will drop.
Not good.
If you just by chance wake up the other zombie, it's no big deal. You just gotta come down here and make sure these zombies are dead. You don't need those surprises. Which they are, thank God. Go ahead and grab the green herb, mix that with the blue and red herb, and then you are in business in that capacity. Go ahead and we're going to use the T-bar to go get our hands on the first. We're going to need to get the T-bar and use it to get our hands on the sewer key, which is over there. We're not going to go down there quite just yet. We're going to do a little bit of legwork with the other area, with the other areas of the sewer first before we go down there. So once you have the sewer key, we're going to double back. Obviously, we can't go up that path to the upper waterway because that side of the T-bar door will be broken. We can't access it that way. We need to do it on the other side. So we need to work our way around. So once you have the sewer key and the T-bar, we're going to start making our way through the sewers and exploring to get the resources we need, as well as the necessary things in question to get ourselves a little further ahead. Have your grenade launcher ready, because we're going to use it on the first of the G adults we encounter here. Flame shell and an acid shell should be enough. And that will take care of the ugly little G mutant. Now, it pretty much goes without saying that essentially you're going to have a few things you're going to want to do here. So, first and foremost, the biggest thing you're going to want to do is basically just make your way over here and do the T-bar to open up this path. You can go either or, stairwell, which will lead back along the way, but the reason why I go this way is because we ultimately want to unlock the door at the top, which is pretty much what you want to do, essentially, to basically get yourself situated where you can move forward. So grab the magnum shells as well, and then take the elevator up. Now, once you've entered here, you will find there is the film for the hiding places. Definitely going to want that. Over here, grab the side pack as well. We pretty much won't really need this this weapon anymore until we get some much needed handgun ammo. But for right now, it is pretty much pretty self-explanatory. It's not really going to do us much of a benefit. But what we will do is unlock this door and then dispatch this zombie. Oh, you fucker. Scared the shit out of me. Fucking asshole. So once that zombie is dead, we're going to head back down the elevator. You could go out the door, but essentially I don't really want to do that. I want to have the advantage of all the zombies in one particular path. And if you don't know what I mean, you'll see what I mean. I'll show you. So dropping down here, we can obviously now gain our way to heading over and around. This is obviously where we came in. So we went up the elevator and then we came back this way. Now what we want to do is basically make our way. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm stupid. I didn't think about that. Okay. I'm thinking in the wrong place. Okay. The upper waterway, I was thinking I could do the other way. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's the case. So yeah, we're going to completely disregard what I was getting. I thought I was actually in the upper waterway. I completely forgot. This is still the lower waterway. What are you doing, you donut? So, yeah, we're going to have to head back out here. But we're going to need to basically get ahead of this interaction. So, oh, we got bit. I thought I was going to be able to run in front of him, but it doesn't look like that was the case. There we go. So we got rid of that zombie. And then we're going to throw a grenade. That's what I wanted. So there we go. We got what we needed. So once we get to that point, we're going to definitely just make sure all of these fuckers are dead. As soon as I can see where the other one is, I don't see him. Where is he? Kind of dark here. Wasn't there a... Where did he go? There was 3 zombies here. Where did he go? Now, I'm going to purposely let the zombie grab me because I'm going to use this knife and break it. There's another knife at the very base that we can grab, so we're going to do that. So, once he does, just go ahead and stick him. And that will take care of that problem. Use the sewer key to unlock the treatment facility here. And that will basically open that path up. Inside here, you'll find gunpowder. You'll find 45 ammo as well. You also use the sewer key to unlock this door. Then you can discard the sewer key, which will free up your inventory. And then you can head inside and grab the gunpowders in this room. You'll get 3 It depends really what you want to make. If you want to make handgun bullets, great. If you want to make grenade shells, great. You essentially don't really have a preference, so you can do either or. Now, obviously, right here is where you want to run down the steps here. Go ahead and use our healing item. I'm tired of. I got tons of healing items. Like I said, you're gonna have a lot of healing items, so don't be afraid to use one needlessly if you're just in caution. If you're playing hardcore, yeah, don't do that. You want to save as much of it as possible. But once you get down here, where essentially, basically, you're gonna have the upper waterway here. But what we are going to do, we're not gonna go down there. We're going to make our way back up here. And you're going to grab the rook plug from the wall. This is essentially one thing you're going to need. You're not going to need to go that route, so that is going to be pretty much sealed off, but that's okay, because we're not going to need to go there. So once you get the rook plug, you're going to head into here, and we're going to access the police station through the underground passage that was essentially locked to us before. So push the gate out of the way, the bookshelf, closet, whatever you want to call it, out of the way, and then access the elevator hidden behind it, and then take it upstairs to the basement level of the police station. Now, once you're up here in the police station, we're going to head right over here and grab more of the SLS Magnum ammo. And then we're going to head up here and unlock the door. And this will put us right back inside the police station, which we will then make our way up to the elevator to take us to the underground room hidden within the goddess statue. And that will be able to allow us to head to the dark room and effectively get the print of the film developed for the hiding places. This will provide you with a weapon upgrade and also weapon ammo for a weapon we have not acquired yet. So head upstairs and just immediately cut through the west office of the police station. Oh shit. So once we're in here, go ahead and drop off the JMB. We're not going to need that. Go ahead and drop off the Magnum ammo. We're not going to need that. Drop off the gunpowder ammo. We're not going to need that. And drop off the rook plug because we're not going to need that either. But what we are going to do is also put away our 45 ammo because we're not going to need that for a little while either. I mean, you're not going to need a lot of weapons right away from the jump. So you're pretty good. But we are going to take ourselves into here and use the film to gain access to the film's locations. Wesker's desk in the STARS office, and the press room by the radio. So, first stop, STARS office. The irony part is that because Mr. X is dead and no longer in the police station, we don't have to worry about him stalking our asses throughout the police station at this point. If you're playing in Leon's second run, you don't have to worry about that either because Mr. X is well and truly no longer in the police station. He's still marching and stomping around in the sewers, but that is the positive boon to be had in that capacity. So we're going to just go ahead and grab that. We're not going to grab the film. I'm going to forego the film because I am pretty much gotten it multiple times, so you pretty much already know what's on it. Inside here, we'll get a Mac 11 upgrade with a fully loaded SMG magazine, increasing the magazine count from 32 bullets to 50. So you got a fully ready to auto fire the Mac 11. So now the only thing left to get will be the final weapon piece which we're going to definitely just not go through the western office. We're just going to go straight through the second floor's library, the shorter route. The zombie in here is essentially up and moving, but we're not going to worry about him. So just immediately bypass him, head back to the main hall, cut past the west office door as well as the west waiting room, and then head directly for the east office hallway. And then head directly into the press room. The zombie here will be oblivious to your presence, so you don't need to worry about him being a threat. But over here, open the drawer, and you will find 7 needle cartridges for the spark shot weapon that is signature to Claire. So now we have 7. You probably won't even get around to using these because incredibly, they give you so much ammo and health by the end of the second run. It essentially is just overkill. I mean, I probably would have. I don't know. You probably could have. I mean, you're essentially going to have more ammo and health than you know what to do with by the end of the game. But if you're a trash player, that's kind of a good thing. But if you're not such a trash player, you kind of really are at a loss of, damn, I got all this material and I don't know what to do with it. I don't get to use it. So, I mean, it really kind of depends on how good of a player you are. But nevertheless, grab it anyway. And then return to the underground passage, take the elevator back down to the sublevel of the police station, and then we're going to make our way right back to the sewer room's control room, or the sewer room's managerial office. Kind of bizarre how nobody in the police station notices this shit, or the fact that Chief Irons comes down here every so often. It's a very perplexing thing to me, but you know, you'd think they would notice something like that. You know, it's not something you're not gonna not notice. You know what I mean? Anyway, you can grab the Operation Nest Wrecker tape there if you so wish. And here, pretty much this will be the path that Leon takes to get to the sewer. Have your acid shell grenade launcher ready, because you will have a few G's in your path that you're going to want to stop. Kind of bizarre how it doesn't burst on death, but in that particular instance, just a few acid shells is enough to put them down. But yeah, in here, head to the tunnel around the corner, and you'll find more Magnum ammo specific for the SLS-60. If you want to use a few shots of this, you can. I wouldn't recommend it because it is a very powerful gun. You don't want to waste it needlessly. After that, you'll pretty much find yourself going the path leading to the underground area, but we're not going to go that way yet. We're going to go over here first. And then here, if you so want to make the trip, you'll find some more 45 ammo. In this case, 5 45 bullets. 45 is pretty much a rapid-fire weapon, so do you really need it? I don't think so. But I personally like to have it available for those instances where I need to get through an enemy, like, really fast, you know what I mean? Which is basically the scope of the 45's intended purpose. I mean, for Leon, it's, you know, a very powerful weapon in the hands of the M1911. But in Claire's case, it is merely a speed. In my opinion, I've always felt the Cult SAA is a speed run based weapon. It's meant to put enemies down fast and run past them. That's it. That doesn't mean it doesn't necessarily make for a good secondary kill weapon, because as you've seen before, I've killed enemies really easily with critical headshots, specifically on their heads, with the intended purpose of basically giving a critical headshot bonus in that regard. So, I mean, it's entirely up to you. Before we head further down, though, we're going to head back to the control room, though, and we're going to use this tape and get it out of our inventory. And besides, I want to drop off the 45 ammo and the needles for the spark shot. Also, get the rook plug out and put it where it needs to be, so that in the event we decide to do this really fast, we can just get on with it. Go ahead and put away your magnum bullets. A whopping 15 shells now. We'll go ahead and take out our Colt. So take out the Colt and take out the rook plug. Just go ahead and skip it. We know what it is. Now it's done. It's out of our inventory. Great.
But I watched that.
Now we'll head over here. The rook's next to the knight, but not facing the queen. So the rook will go here. Allegedly. We'll have to figure it out and make sure of it. But for right now, that will suffice. Now, once we pretty much have established all of that, we're going to get to work, get ourselves down to the lower level of the sewer, get those last two remaining plugs, as well as the spark shot weapon. The spark shot weapon is a very powerful weapon in Claire's hands, essentially very handy with the bosses and the G adults. So once we get it, it will be such a prize, to say the least. And especially the case leading up to the end game. So immediately come over here and descend the ladder into the grounds environment of the G's.
This is creepy.
Grab the green herb. Now, obviously, this one will essentially try to play possum, enabling you to get close enough to grab you, but we're not going to do that. Didn't look like he was dead there for a second there. So once you've dispatched that one, go ahead and reload your quick draw. As you can see, 2 shots in this thing was enough to break its shell and immediately set it up for an instant easy death. But don't worry about spending too much of it, because over here you'll find some more SMG ammo, which is why I'm using it a little bit, and also the quick draw, getting the most out of the quick draw as I can. Like I said, it's a rapid fire weapon that's meant to take down these fuckers fast. Another G adult will appear from the insides of us. something satisfied about bursting the eyeball on that thing. I don't know why. It's weird. I'm gross like that. So once you've pretty much have done that, you're gonna climb up here. The zombie essentially was just an added complication, but we got rid of it regardless, so. And now we're gonna make our way into the storage area at the very back of this area. And get the weapon, the herbs, and the necessary plugs to escape and save Sherry. So grab the red herb as soon as you enter that passage, and then proceed down and around. Inside here, you'll find the queen plug. Take it. In the back here, you'll find the blue herb inside the box. You have so many fucking herbs at this point. It's like, well, you gonna... I mean, it would actually be kind of criminal if we didn't fight a boss at this point. But that doesn't happen. So get the queen plug and use it to open up this path. Now to get into this room, we need to get the king plug, so we need to go upstairs. But once we do, this zombie here that's passed out will essentially drop down and animate. I believe there's also another zombie that will animate as well, but I'm not sure. Regardless, get the king plug. Obviously the door will shut, so we'll need to find another way around. Get the king plug and use it to open up this door, and then grab the spark shot. Then unlock the door. And then obviously what we're going to want to do is get the king plug, but we're also going to want to grab the queen plug. Get the queen plug now. Now that we've taken care of the zombies, that door will shut. But what we need to do is basically take the queen plug over here. Afterwards, we're going to take the king plug and put it here. And then once we have that king plug in place, we can go around, get the queen plug, and then go back around yet again on the other side, get the king plug, so now we can actually leave. We're ready. Let's get out of here. When I first played this game, I found this puzzle incredibly frustrating. Because it was very confusing as far as like trying to figure it out. But then I eventually did figure it out after like 10 or 15 minutes. It was probably my first time I was genuinely frustrated, but then it made sense. Now I do it easy as it's as easy as breathing practically. Now, once we get down here, we will be beset by a G-adult, so be ready with your spark shot. Okay, hit a shot, which obviously we wasted 3 shots, but it's okay. Matter of fact, let's try that again, because that was kind of stupid. I can't believe I missed that. So let's try that again. I thought I could stop. I guess you can't really nail a direct shot on him when he's like literally moving. So I think we're gonna have to like, I think we're just gonna rush forward and let him grab us, because then we can just put him down and get our knife back. But I think I'll have a little fun instead. I'll drop this zombie so that he's not a problem getting up. So shoot him, and that will essentially show you what the spark shot can do, which he will drop. Let the G adult grab you, and then just get out of his attack and get the knife. And then we're just gonna kill him right there. And then go ahead and recover your knife. And then we can get out of here. So obviously that path will take us back up to the upper waterway. We're not going that way. We're going to go around, and we're going to go use these plugs to solve this puzzle. So once we go ahead and get out here, we're going to immediately go across the bridge, crossing point if you will, and head directly for the control room. Now, we're going to take a few things here. The most obvious thing we're probably going to definitely take is going to be the SMG ammo, because we're kind of low on SMG ammo. We know this, so we'll take that. We're not going to take the spark shot ammo quite just yet. And then I think we're going to take... I think that's really all we're really going to take, honestly. You can reload your SLS if you so desire, but I'm not going to. I got 3 good shells in that, and then on top of that, the 5 shots inside the spark shot, 37 in the SMG, along with the maximum dock of 200, and then the 2 acid shells. We're going to use the acid shells up because we're going to need to make the flame shells. So that's essentially what our goal will be. So now, here we are with the final composite of all the plugs we need. So we obviously know that the Rook and the Knight plugs need to be next to each other. The Rook plug is facing the king, ain't next to the queen, but it's facing the knight. And the Rook is not facing the queen. So the Rook is here. The king ain't next to the knight, but it's facing the queen. The king ain't next to the queen, but it's facing the knight. So the knight is here. So we're going to put the knight, we're going to put the king here. And then I'm going to take a wild guess that the pawn will be there, and the queen will be there. So let's see.
This is not my forte.
Okay, so we're obviously not doing, we don't have it right somewhere. So let's switch the bishop and the pawn plugs. Nope, that's not it either. Okay. So we have the knight plug and the rook plug. The rook's next to the knight, but not facing the queen. The king ain't next to the queen, but it's facing the knight. And the knight ain't where the marker says it should be. So let's try something else. Let's put the queen on this wall, and the bishop and the knight on the other wall. Nope, that's not it. So switch them around. Okay, that's not it. Let's try this differently. Let's try switching the knight in place of the pawn. Maybe the pawn doesn't move at all. So let's put the knight here. Let's put the pawn back where it was. The knight. The rook's next to the knight, but not facing the queen. The king ain't next to the queen, but it's facing the knight. So the king will move here. The bishop will go here. And the queen will go here. There we have it. Alright, so I didn't have to switch up the pawn. I was basically mistaken there, so that's basically the layout of the puzzle there. Pawn, rook, knight, king, bishop, queen. That in that order. So make a note of that, and then basically you'll have that for the future. Second run is always a very difficult one. I find that the second run's plug system is essentially more difficult than anything else, but I think ultimately that's because of the markings being interchangeable. You know, the knight isn't where the knight plug isn't where the label says it is, which is what makes it very, you know, confusing.
My way.
But we got that pretty much solved, so that's a good thing. So yeah, let's get ahead in there and start the next fight sequence. Obviously, to gain access to the building where the waste disposal area, we're going to need to get the power working. So we're going to immediately bypass the lever because we know that there is no power, and we're going to head into here. Head over here, grab the red herb. And it's going to be just the last 3 switches. Boom, boom, boom. Done. Alright, and when that is pretty much done, try to leave, and then basically you will find yourself under threat with Mr. Birkin once more. Now once you've pretty much engaged him, he will pursue you out to this construction makeshift area, so we're going to definitely need to do this again with him. We obviously know what is in store for this business, as we've done it with Leon. Grab the flash grenade, grab the knife, grab whatever you need to basically make this fight as easy as possible. Avoid his attacks as best as possible as you can. I missed a perfectly good shot there. Son of a bitch. Once you've softened him, go ahead and hit the switch to basically get him stunned again. That will knock him over the edge, but not enough to knock him down. But it will hurt him a little bit. So it's important that you probably... I mean, it doesn't seem like it does anything, but believe me when I tell you it does. Hit him again, and this should be enough. If he does get up before it happens, go ahead and throw the flash grenade and stun him. And that'll be it. Bye-bye. So with that being done, we can use our healing item and get ourselves right as rain.
I'm so sorry, Sherry. This is taking forever.
Now, once we've dispatched him, we're going to head back through this small passage. Ironically, this is the door we bypassed that will basically lead us back to the disposal room. But more importantly, power's been restored, and we can now gain entry to the area. And ironically, this is the weird part. The whole fucking fire is out now, conveniently. Don't ask me why, but it is. So head into the control room, access it, and then basically we'll make our way in there.
Mommy's here.
Mommy's here? Oh, now she's here? Really?
Sherry, can you hear me?
Oh no. Sherry?
Dear.
Claire? Sherry, are you alright?
He's infected.
What are you doing? I'm here to help.
Sherry's been implanted. She can't be saved.
Are you fucking kidding me? You're her mother. Get in here!
You don't understand. William is still out there, and if I don't stop him...
This conversation is over!
Wait! Wait! I can treat her. In my lab. It's not far away.
Mommy?
There's not enough time. Millions of lives are at stake. Sherry, Mommy loves you, sweetie.
Yeah, you're showing it really well.
Goodbye.
Are you fucking kidding me? Sherry, don't worry. I will get you whatever you need, okay?
Oh, why are you doing this?
Because I care.
Thank you, Claire.
Ay, ay, ay.
Annette said her lab's not far. Wait, that cable car.
Now the whole this is another thing I annoys me. You basically have to take the plugs off the fucking consoles to basically disable to just to discard them. It's a very bizarre thing, but apparently it is the only reason why this room is red. Your room is red not because you're leaving anything there, but because these things are essentially the things you're leaving there. You have to basically take them up and discard them, which I think is very fucking dumb. But that is what they did. In that respect. So, I mean, it's a very bizarre thing, but I don't know, maybe there's a programming shit or an issue with that. I'm not sure, but that's the only reason why the room is red. So don't think you're leaving behind ammo or a key item or a file. That's not the case at all.
We're almost there.
Far from the case.
The cable car.
Now, once you get here, basically, Sherry will ironically have the wrist to gain access to the lab. Kind of weird why they would give it to their kid. I don't think Umbrella is in the business of having, take your kid to work day when it comes to building biological weapons.
Just hold on, Sherry, okay? You're gonna be just fine.
That fucking eye is gnarly. Look at that thing. It's yellow and shit.
Okay. Better check everything. There's no turning back.
So pretty much at this point, you want to just basically make sure you got everything you need, which we did. We're not leaving behind anything. We went back to the RPD. That was essentially the whole purpose of that line, was basically if you hadn't gone back there to basically get the secret items, specifically in the STARS office and in the press room, in respective order. So in either case, it doesn't really matter. We're going to basically make our way to the cable car and descend into the lower level of the lab.
This tram is bound for Nest. Do not exit until the final destination.
Hey. Are you okay?
Your jacket's so warm.
My brother gave it to me. You know it's supposed to be lucky.
Yeah, lucky.
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Are you kidding me? You were doing just fine without me, till I came along and got you all sorts of trouble. I have something of yours.
I don't want it.
Really? Why not? It's so pretty.
It's from my mom. For my birthday last year. All I really wanted was for her to be home more.
I know it seems like your mom doesn't care, but... Hey, Sherry, come here.
I don't know what to tell you, but she really doesn't care.
Hang in there, okay?
Now,
She turned off the fucking camera and said goodbye to her own daughter. I think she's pretty evident to say she doesn't care.
It's okay. I've got you. Come on.
So once we get off the cable car, head down into the lab area, and that's basically make your way forward.
I'm getting you treatment. Just hold on, Sherry. It's okay.
For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. Welcome to Nest. Enjoy your
And then you're going to head left into the security room and take Sherry into there. And that is where you will leave her at present.
Here you go. All right. Now what? There's got to be something here. Antiviral agent. That's it. That's got to be it. Hey. Hey, Sherry. I gotta go. You stay right here, though, okay? I'll be back soon. I promise.
I gave myself a bloody nail here. Just gotta stop biting my nails. I get anxious and I do that too much. Bad habit. So once you get the wristband from Sherry, you're gonna basically just go ahead and leave her there, basically for the time being. Over here, the file which she looked at will be on the computer, and then over here we will have a grenade launcher around, which we will load right into our grenade launcher. Then take the map of the North area. Excuse me. Now, upon entering the storage room here, you will find over here on the wall another file of the wristbands detailing, visitor, general staff, executive, and then senior staff. Basically, I think in that order. And that will basically be that. Oh, wait a minute. We won't need that. What am I taking that for? Nap room log detailing that will be an important detail. We're going to need the general staff, so we're going to need to go find Mr. Lee's ID. So head into the cafeteria and kitchen area. We got a lot of knives, so we're going to use them a little bit to basically get the most out of them. Over here, you'll find more needles for the spark shot. We'll go ahead and use the knife to basically do some damage to this girl. Get her out of her way. Easy work. And that will release us for the need of one knife, so we don't really need to use it no more. Over here on the table, more 45 ammo. Take it.
Enjoy our tasty selection of healthy foods.
Have your spark shot ready, because we're going to use that on another zombie that we'll dispatch. So head up into the letter of the upper ductwork, and then drop into the kitchen. Alright, immediately as you do drop in here, you'll find some gunpowder on the left, and a knife. Obviously we can hear that that zombie isn't as dead as we thought he was, but that's okay. No big deal. Hit him with the spark shot, and that will kill him instantly, I think. Then reload it, and you get a fully loaded spark shot and one inventory space free to your use and needs. Then we're going to head into here to the nap room. We will find more flame shells, as well as a weapon part for the spark shot. Combine it, and this thing will basically, I think, enhance. I'm not sure what it does. Reduces the time between shots. So this essentially speeds it up. And then we have the OSS, which we will need to basically access. But we're going to come back here in a bit. We're going to have a short visit back here after we get a little further ahead. So make sure this asshole's dead. Okay, so he is dead. That's good. So once we've made our way out of this area, we're going to head into the North Atrium. We obviously have the General Staff ID clearance, so that is good for us. But but we're going to drop off
Dr.
one
Lee,
of these
your
knives.
presence is urgently requested by Chief Cartman.
I don't want to save. I want to drop some off, so thank you. Get the gunpowder out of here and mix it to get a whopping huge amount of handgun ammo, which we will definitely need and use with our need for the whatchamacallit, the SLS 60. But more importantly, in here we will find the Special Forces recording and the signal modulator. You get the signal modulator a lot earlier than you would in the first run. Second run, you get it almost immediately, so you'll have the complete capacity of the amount of ammo you need in that instance right away. So immediately, let's tune it for the OSS, because that's essentially where we're going to go use it to get that nap room power restored. And that will basically complete the signal system. Where is this dickhead? You didn't have to kill him, but I kind of wanted to, just to use up that one measly bullet in my inventory, so that's the only reason I did it. But instantly, we're going to head back here, and we're going to use the signal modulator to get this next door open. Power will be restored, and we'll get the side pack. And just for the sake of shits and giggles, we'll go ahead and kill this poor Mr. Whaley. Now we have the SLS 60 in our inventory. We're going to put our Colt SAA away before we head into the next major area in question. Why do you keep saving the game? I'm not looking at that. I have no idea why you're doing that, but you don't need to. Go ahead and put all the armaments in question into their, if you're as OCD as I am, which, I'm guilty as shit about it, basically you want all those items in their respective fashion so you can actually gain access to them pretty fast. So, but in any case, one healing item with us. Actually, no, we don't really need a healing item, because we're going to get some along the way as we go. So once we gain access to the northern area, extend the bridge to the extended area. Now, obviously, we can't gain access to the west area yet. We need to go to the east area to improve our security clearance, like we always have before. So we're going to head right to the back right away and immediately enter the bridge command and extend it to the east area. Enter the lobby, and here you will find a green herb, which we will have at the ready there. And you will also find over here some gunpowder, which we will also have at the ready for later. Not now, but later. Take the green herb with you for the time being. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and be your brazen case and save our game. This will be the second time you save. I'm not too big on really saving unless I absolutely want to. The autosave kind of takes it away, but if you're a hardcore enthusiast, you could always play the hardcore mode where you need an ink ribbon to save the game. So, Heading to here, we obviously can see that we need to get our hands on that senior staff clearance,
Oh, God. That's terrible.
which Mr. Cartwright has in his possession. Now, upon entering this room, you will obviously be beset by IVs potentially being a threat, which is okay. Not something to terribly worry about yet, but you will eventually. It takes about 2 grenade shells for each instance that they're flame round. If you're using flame rounds at this point, it takes 2 grenade shells effectively to drop one of these assholes. So we only have the 2 on us, so that's okay though, because we're not going to really, spend too much time here until we get through to the next area. So go ahead and use the dispensing solution to get it out, and then you can take it with you.
Solution now.
Now, obviously, we don't know the password. I don't remember it off the top of my head anyway, so have your spark shot ready, because this is the quickest way you're going to drop one of these fuckers effectively enough to where we're not going to nearly be at too much risk of doing it, so you're probably going to need to close the gap a little bit. Obviously, I wasted that one shot, but that's okay. These guys will get up eventually, so right away we can pretty much tell we need how do I want to pronounce that? A corner blocks with a dash. Okay, so basically memorize that in your head, and then basically we'll go back and put that in the thing. And that will open up the access to the maintenance tunnel leading to the B3 area of the lab. Now, these guys are obviously down for the time being, but eventually you will start to see their little yellow yellow sacks. Essentially, they're like their weak points, but they'll start to re-inflate, and as they do, they basically will begin the process of reanimating. As you can see already, one of them is really starting to sort of respawn right there. So as they re-inflate, this is essentially why you need to burn them, because they will just keep reanimating like this. So, but we're gonna get out of here before they do get on their feet and continue into the maintenance tunnel. Head over here, grab the map for the area of the west, on the east area. I think this is the east area, isn't it? I don't know. I can't remember. Either way, it doesn't matter. Yeah, east area. Okay, grab the gunpowder as well, and then make your way out. Now, because we have the signal modulator, we can restore power to this area a lot sooner as well, so we're going to definitely do that. In here, you'll find a flame shells, which is good, because we need them. You'll also find multiple zombies. The helix that was essentially here will not be here. It will be actually in the low temperature testing lab area, which we'll need to get to. So go ahead and use the signal modulator. We're going to need to tune it for the URF signal. And then use it. This will restore power to the area and enable us to basically get a move on. Now, there's nothing really further in the lounge area per se. So we're going to head into the storage area, or the server room, if you will. And we're going to drop off a few things. Most notably, we're definitely going to use the SMG to get some SMG ammo. And we're going to get more flame shells. We're also going to drop off the green herb, and we're going to drop off the other gunpowder. We can probably make more gunpowder specific for that, so we're definitely going to, let's do that. Make more handgun ammo. We'll put away the existing 60 rounds for later when we use it. And we'll also put away the 200 rounds for these. Basically, these will be our ammo reserves, if you will. So, oh, matter of fact, definitely don't want to have extra weapon in my extra ammo in my inventory if I don't need it. So, so yeah, we got everything we needed there. So we're definitely gonna make our way out now. Excuse me. So once we get through that section, head back out into the lounge area, and we're gonna make our way forward. We're not gonna use the grenade. We're gonna save the grenade for when we deal with the lickers. So.
Seriously?
Just make sure they're dead. Okay, so they are dead. That's a good thing. Fantastic. Now, have your regular explosive grenade ready, because we're going to go absolutely apeshit with taking on these two lickers that will appear here. Now, just go very slowly, because we don't want to run. It'll trigger them and they'll attack. So... and that's what we want. Throw the grenade, it will do damage to both of them and weaken them. This is what we want. Then finish the other one off with the use of the spark shot. Now, if you do take a little damage, we're just going to run back and use the green herb that we got from this area earlier, and basically just get ourselves up to full health. If you so want to, you could just mix these two green herbs, the green and blue herbs, together in this capacity and basically just do it that way. I mean, you're not going to really get much more beyond the scope of that in that capacity, so might as well just use them and be done with it. And that will basically take care of that, so... have your grenade launcher handy, because we will encounter a... not quite just yet, but have it ready in the future, because we will encounter an IV on the stairwell. The IV only appears when you restore power to the B2, the B2 lab area. So essentially the IV will not be there before you restore power. It will be there after you restore power. Inside the lab here, though, head inside here and grab the helix or trophy, and on the bottom you will find the puzzle answer for the chemical room, which is essentially what we need to kill the plant area of the greenhouse.
Welcome back, Dr. Lee. You have 5 new messages.
Yeah, fascinating. I don't really care. He's dead. I'm not really interested in his little comic book collection. But once we get through that, head back up here, and we're basically going to go use this Helix trophy to get our access to the puzzle, to the necessary area in question.
Bastard.
Oh wow, wasted a perfectly good shell. Will you believe that? Ain't that a kick in the head? You can't. Yeah, I should have probably been careful. I think there's glass there, isn't? No, there's no glass, so I guess I can't shoot between the rails of a stairwell. Now, once we get here, we're gonna have some white gunpowder on the left. We're gonna have the note over here on the chair, basically telling us, yeah, we gotta burn them. Blah blah blah. Over here in this closet, we will have 45 ammo for our Colt, which we don't have, but we will have it later. Have your spark shot ready in the event you do need to use it.
God damn it.
Once you've returned to the lobby area, just outside the presentation room, we're gonna grab a few things. Most notably, we're gonna grab some more handgun ammo. And reload. Oh, well, actually, yeah, we're gonna grab some handgun ammo. We're gonna grab more SMG ammo. And we're gonna grab also, put away the 45 ammo. And we're gonna grab more flame shells, because we're gonna need more of those, especially when we're gonna clean up shop with the prog enemies that will be in the next area. Put away the white gunpowder as well. We're not gonna need that quite just yet. So, yeah, I think we're good. Now, upon entering this area here, we're going to head back through the small little path leading into the greenhouse control room, and we'll find that more of the IVs have essentially spawned. We're going to definitely put them down. 2 grenades each should be enough to put them effectively out of commission. Which is why I made a point that to not use so much of my flame shells, essentially, before getting to this point, because of this very reasoning. So, once again, take a look at the bottom of the Helix trophy to basically find the trophy solution. So, we got what I like to call the Tetris blocks, a small block, a long and a regular block, and then the 2 small semicolon blocks. So, There, we got that. I don't think that's it. I think that's the one. I think that's the one, and then this one. Yeah? Yay! We got it. So now the drug testing lab is essentially open to us. The helix is no longer needed. Have your items organized in their fashion, and then basically we're just going to make our way out and clean up some of these threats. Now these freak shows will essentially be very much awake and alive, so we're going to just let them burn. Head up here, and another one will drop, which is kind of the point, because I definitely want to dispatch him before he gets too comfy with his newfound life. Because once you do use the herbicide, a lot of these enemies will drop by default. I think it's kind of dumb that they don't die with the plants in this room. I mean, they are essentially in here, so how they're not affected by the Plant 43 is beyond me. But it doesn't really matter. Head inside the drug testing lab, grab the gunpowder bottle, the big bottle of gunpowder, grab the hand grenade over here on the floor, and then head over here and use the dispersal cartridge to solve this puzzle. Now this puzzle is a little tricky, because you have to get it precisely
Adjust amount of solution
accurate.
to match cartridge capacity.
But this is essentially the way you want to do it. Basically, I want to jingle it back and forth, jingle it back and forth. The real key to this solution of this puzzle's part is essentially using the small one to empty it out, then combining it all in that big one, and that will complete the puzzle. So using the small one will essentially reduce the other two, and then dump everything from the small one into the other one, and that will make it easier. Now we need to make our way back to the freezing temperature control room to freeze this shit. So we're going to go back down into the maintenance tunnel. So upon getting into the tunnel, immediately make your way back through the lounge area and then into the low temperature testing lab.
Damn. Should have packed my parka.
You should have kept your coat. I'm not gonna say nothing though. I think we got plenty enough handgun ammo, but I'll make a little bit more, because I'm going to use the JMB pretty significantly when the quick draw runs out. So immediately use the machine to freeze the herbicide and complete it.
In progress. Cooling complete.
Now, once we have the materials, we can essentially make our way back through the stairwell area and up through and into the dispersal room of the greenhouse's control room. Disperse this shit, kill the plant, and get our much needed senior staff clearance. Now be on your guard. There's no telling if the zombies essentially will be alive or not. The female zombie I'm referring to. Yep. Well, we got our answer there. The female zombie wasn't alive, but that one bald-headed zombie was. So make your way back through the reception area, the presentation, the lounge, the lobby, the presentation room, and then into the greenhouse control room. Use the herbicide to kill the plants, and then re-enter the greenhouse to get the chip for your wrist ID. And there we go.
So much for the weed infestation.
Warning. You have dispersed a dangerous solution without authorization. Your actions have been logged, and you may be subject to disciplinary measures.
Obviously, we have another one of these little damn plants here, so we'll get rid of him. Now we have senior staff clearance. And now we can gain access to the west area. Don't worry about getting your knife back. It's essentially broken. I have no doubt in my mind. That's why I checked it to make sure. So we'll just get rid of it and get rid of him. Well, not get rid of him, but get him out of our way. And now make your way to the west area. So once the bridge has been accessed, head directly for the west area. And here you will find another one of those tapes that we can watch, as well as a hand grenade. Let's restore power to this area first. So we're going to need the code of AWS with the signal modulator. So let's go ahead and set it and then tune it. And we're ready. Restore power. And then you can get rid of the signal modulator altogether because you really don't need it at this point. Now we can also use the tape player to watch the cassette tape. And discard it. Grab the file from the computer, William Birkin's inbox. Now the blue herb is essentially here. Not necessarily needed to grab it, but grab it anyway. Grab the white gunpowder as well. and then make your way through the bioreactor room and into the back, where the G-Virus and the antiviral agent will be located. Now, ironically, it seems we beat Leon here, because while Claire will get the antiviral agent, she will leave a single lone sample of G-Virus, which will be acquired by Leon, ironically. So I'm not entirely sure of the timetable of events that transpire, but it seems like Leon gets a head start on her, but essentially and inevitably, Claire ends up getting ahead of Leon, as it seems. So, but I could be wrong. Let me know in the comment section what you think in terms of the timetable. So here we have the essential benefits of every and all possibilities of getting an abundance of weaponry in this case. So we're definitely going to combine and get some more SMG ammo. And then we're also going to combine these and get some acid shells. Just preparing my weaponry for the future few fights that I'm going to have, because I'm going to have a few of them leading up to this encounter. So bear with me just a brief tick. Now, at this point, you pretty much should have yourself pretty well equipped for the fight to come. So we're basically just not really going to need much else beyond the scope of this. So we'll have our grenade launcher at the ready, and then we'll basically go from there. So over here, go to look inside, and you'll find that you can access it.
Damn it.
But ironically, the very thing is right there, which looks familiar.
Oh, look at that. All right. Hell yeah.
Antiviral agent right there.
Got it. Oh, thank God. The antiviral agent.
You can see the G-Virus is right there. Antiviral is right there. So once we get that pretty much acquired, we're going to make our way back to Sherry. But we will unfortunately be hindered by the arrival of Birkin yet again.
Your ass again! William! This ends now.
I'm very confused by the fact that they didn't incorporate the weapon mods with the gun. If you notice, Claire's signature handgun, the SLS-60, is essentially unmodded. It doesn't have any of the upgrade parts attached to it. It doesn't look all
What the hell is this thing?
overwhelmingly strong in nature, so...
It was my husband.
She is my creation!
you idiot.
William!
I should have killed him while I had the chance. I don't know why, I couldn't do it.
He was your husband.
Honestly, we were more married to our work than each other.
What about Sherry? How could you just leave her all alone while Raccoon City burned to hell?
I couldn't let my daughter grow up in a world with the G-virus in it.
But that's no excuse. Leave her. I got this.
He's too strong now. That's not gonna do shit, girl.
I'm sorry, William.
That's gonna slow him down, but it's not gonna stop him, baby.
No. I got this. You should take care of Sherry. You don't know what you're up against.
I have a pretty damn good idea.
Whatever you do, don't stop until it's finished.
Trust me. This ends now.
Hospital breach detected. Last until target is neutralized.
Use a spark shot when he has his weak point available to him like this. It'll do huge amounts of damage. Come on, boy. He's going ape shit. Get off of me. Oh, what the hell? I didn't think he could throw it that. I didn't think he could throw it over that far. That's a new one on me. How'd that feel, buddy? Wow.
Target has been neutralized. Ending quarantine.
So we're getting a lot of 45 ammo. We got a couple first aid sprays, a couple grenades that we got. So we got a few things we're going to grab down here. Obviously, we got some more things over here that we missed, so we're going to grab those as well. More 45 ammo. As you can see, we're going to use a lot of 45 ammo. 2 more Magnum bullets.
Service lift is now operational.
But over here, we will also find more needles for the spark shot. And then I think this is another grenade, isn't it? Yep, another grenade. So, and that will basically be it. Oh! I think we broke our knife. Yeah, we can't get the knife. There's actually nothing. Yeah, there we did. We broke the knife, so we don't need to go back for the knife. I thought I could get the knife back from his after I put it through his head, but it doesn't seem like I can get it back. But it's okay. We got plenty of knives. We're definitely gonna get a few items though before we do it, because we're gonna save ourselves a trip to the storage box. So grab your last remaining acid shell. Get your JMB out. Get your handgun ammo out, get your SMG ammo out, get your quick draw out, and get another knife out. I don't think you're really going to need the needles, but we'll have them ready in any case anyway. Where are they? There they are. Needle cartridges. So we're going to get to the north area. So the north area will be in this direction. After we've pretty much gotten through this section, we'll basically go get Sherry now, who now is probably cured of the G virus infection. Which we will find Annette passed out. Yeah, I honestly think she suffered some serious internal injuries from that. He crushed her, but then he threw her as well. So what are we looking at? Internal hemorrhaging, ruptured spleen, perforated lung,
Annette?
large and small intestine injuries, liver damage. I mean, there's no telling what injuries she suffered. So.
Okay. But you don't look so good.
No, she doesn't.
Mommy?
Hey, look at the screen. Oh, thank God. So Sherry's gonna be all right?
She'll be weak for a little while, but yes. She's free of the G virus.
Did you hear that?
If she had lived, and I think this is very important, is that if Annette had lived, she would have definitely probably been a great asset to solving viruses. He was attacked by a monster. She doesn't want to tell her that it was her dad.
Take my daughter to safety.
I'm sorry, Sherry.
Supervise.
For everything. Your life is what is important.
We can't just leave her here.
You have to, kid.
You're right, we can't.
You're not gonna make it.
Attention. Unauthorized removal of a level 4 virus detected.
What does that mean?
It's a self-destruct code. In case the G-virus leaves the building. Please. Save my daughter.
No!
Sherry? Sherry, we gotta say goodbye to your mom. Mom, please say goodbye. Please, Sherry. Listen. She loved you, okay? You really gotta get going. Come on.
You were right about this jacket. I'm so lucky to have you.
We can talk more about that later. We gotta hurry now. Come on.
So now, with Annette giving us the administrative security access, we can now gain access to the elevator that otherwise would have been unlocked by Ada with Leon. So,
Sherry. Walk faster.
Yeah.
I don't want to rush you, but we have to go.
Self-destruct sequence will begin. Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately.
so as soon as you leave the security room, essentially all the doors in the vicinity will lock. These ones in particular, as well as the ones leading to the respective areas of the west area, as well as the east area. So you have no other alternatives. If you haven't gotten anything at this point, you're not going to be able to get it.
Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated.
Let's get the hell out of
Use the
here.
central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform. Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform. Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central
Claire?
elevator to evacuate
Yeah?
to the bottom level.
Thank you for being so nice to me. For helping me. I'm really glad I met you.
I'm really glad I met you too, Sherry. But save your thanks until I get you out of this place.
Almost like she's saying goodbye, like she thinks they're not going to make it. It's kind of sad for a kid to think that, but not unrelatable. So once you immediately disembark the elevator, grab the first aid spray, and then hustle along the control room's monitoring room. You'll also find a knife here as well. We'll go ahead and grab that. We're not going to probably need it, but we'll grab it for the sake of grabbing it. Storage area here. I'm going to drop off the knife and the first aid, and well, drop off the needles too. We're not going to need those. And go ahead and drop off the ID wristband. I don't think we're going to need that either. Keep your flashbangs ready though, because we're going to use those. Once Sherry boards the elevator, you'll immediately depart to the lower level. And just run.
Sherry, run!
Those enemies will not really be a problem, unless you're really slow. But otherwise, yeah. Once you get to the bottom of the ladder, you can grab the 45 ammo lying in here. and then basically make your way over here. Now Sherry will, the door will be locked,
Of course.
but Sherry will make her way across
Hold on.
the area over
Sherry,
here.
I think I can open it from the other side.
To the bottom level train platform.
God damn it, your turn sucks.
Initiated. Nine minutes until detonation. Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central pathway to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform.
Nice work.
We made it.
Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central pathway to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform. Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated.
Sherry, you hanging in there?
I'm right behind you.
Atta girl. I think we're almost out of here.
In here, once you get into this sort of turntable room, obviously we have another one.
Where's the truck?
Go ahead and grab the red herb on the floor,
Hi.
Use the central pathway.
and then you can basically decide whatever you want to do. Basically, we'll take the necessities of just these items in question.
To evacuate immediately.
And immediately head aboard
8 minutes until detonation.
the turntable,
Attention.
essentially part of the train, essentially is what it was.
Use the central pathway to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform.
Over here at the front of the console, once you board it, you'll find the join plug, which essentially is what we want.
We gotta get this train moving. I need you to stay right here, okay?
Okay. I promise I won't move.
Good.
Be careful.
Always.
Now, once you left Sherry unattended, you'll basically head on to this control room over here. And in here, you will find the necessary item of the Gatling gun, which we will grab before we leave. So use the plugs, and that will get things working.
Something. Okay. Alright, it's working.
Claire!
What? Leon? You're down here too?
Yeah, but the whole place is coming down. Look, you need
Now
to get
he's
out.
just a short distance away from us.
No, I found a way out. I think we can all make it. Where are you now?
Claire, are you still there?
Leon? I'm sorry, you're breaking up.
Don't worry about me. Just get out of here.
Leon! Leon! Damn!
Now he will be fighting the tyrant trying to get to you. Meanwhile, you will be fighting Birkin yet again. So as soon as Birkin shows up, immediately equip your Gatling gun and immediately open fire on him.
Why can't you just die?
Oof. His mutations are essentially growing out of control now to the point where he's just literally falling apart. His body is literally starting to spaghettify and break down into like a sludge-like substance, so... But his aggression is through the roof as he's trying to stay alive. That's essentially the scope of his mutation's power, is to keep his the host alive, effectively. And that'll basically be it for him. I didn't use all of the Gatling gun ammo specifically because I knew that eventually he was going to be pretty much OP to that point. So, but we still got a lot of handgun ammo. We still got a lot of quick draw ammo. So we got plenty of ammo on all sides to basically finish the final end of it. If the Gatling gun doesn't finish him, essentially we have the handgun and the quick draw to basically make it so where it does finish him effectively.
Claire! It's okay. I'm here. We're getting out of here.
So upon that exchange, the turntable will effectively lower and she will attach to the train, which will enable us to basically get rolling out of here. By this point, Leon will regroup with us, effectively having finished his fight with the Tyrant and made his way to the bottom platform, like the self-destruct voice was telling. Claire effectively is unaware that Leon has since boarded the train and escaped the explosions of the lab collapsing. So we have effectively pretty much gotten free of the blast radius of the lab.
So what's the first thing you want to do when we get out of here?
I gotta say, the facial animation captures were pretty spot on, because they look so human. I mean, just...
Take a shower.
Yeah.
animation is, like, really good.
Claire!
There's Leon.
Leon! It's so good to see you.
I told you we'd make it, didn't I?
You did.
Who's this?
This is Sherry.
Okay.
And unfortunately, the problem is not over
What
yet,
was that?
because Birkin is back for another round.
You stay here with Sherry. I'm gonna go check it out.
So once you head into the stock area of the back of the train, a few things we're going to be able to grab is pretty much evident. You're going to have access to some gunpowder, which you pretty much have plenty of up to this point. But over here you will also find more gunpowder and basically another knife. You pretty much don't really need all this at this point, but effectively you pretty much have more than you know what to do with, as I said before. So we're definitely gonna just take art in stride. You have a lot of healing items, but you have equally more weaponry in that capacity. So, yeah. we're gonna have ourselves well and truly ready for this. So I pretty much like using the JMB for that very reason. So we're definitely gonna, if the Gatling gun doesn't finish this fucker, we'll definitely switch to our handgun. We could do the quick draw, but it's too slow to reload, so we'll use the 6 shots in the quick draw, then we'll switch to our JMB in that order. You could also do, well, we'll probably use our last, well, actually, yeah, let's go ahead and get, we may even not end up having to use our quick draw because we'll have the spark shot effectively finishing him off. So use your strongest guns to get through this business. In this case, the Gatling gun and the quick shot, spark shot, excuse me. So heading into the next car, we will be attacked by Birkin. Will basically be the entirety of the fight. At that point, the game will play out like its usual typical scene, similar to what we encountered with Leon in his second run. In this particular instance, this is Claire's. Finally, the son of a bitch is dead. I mean, that fucker just doesn't die easy. But then again, that's part of the reason why the G-Virus was so dangerous, was it just kept evolutionizing him to the point where he could continuously survive.
So, are you guys, like, boyfriend and girlfriend?
No. We're just... well, we actually just met last night.
Yeah. That would have been one hell of a first date, though.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Look! He might be able to give us a ride.
What if it's not just the city?
Get Sherry out of here.
Come on.
What an asshole.
He was friendly.
Yeah, like Leon said.
So, is it over?
Fucking hell.
I don't know. But if it's not, we'll stop it. Whatever it takes.
Yeah, you damn right we will.
As long as we stick together, we'll be fine. Come on.
Hey, you guys can adopt me.
Adopt you?
We can get a puppy.
Puppy?
And a parrot.
Parrot?
I always wanted pets, but my mom said they're too messy.
Next up on this boring Wednesday is a song to get your blood pumping.
Yep. So that was pretty much all of the second scenario for Claire. I wouldn't even call it really a scenario, but second run, basically, like I said, it plays similar to what Leon went through, with the most minute differences being the fact of the story. So, but that essentially is pretty much the encompassment of all of the Resident Evil 2 remake, both first run and second one for Leon and Claire respectively. So we'll go ahead and skip that, and our play was a B. So I'm not too worried about it because we pretty much weren't exactly looking to set records, but we did get an effective measure of that basically with that play style. But I mean, you could see what I meant when I said that, you know, when you get to the tail end of the game, you essentially get more ammo and health than you know what to do with. I don't know, maybe hardcore would be a better playthrough for me, maybe, but I don't see myself stressing getting an S plus rank for it. So, I mean, it's entirely, you know, open to prerogativity. Perspective wise, because I've never been very keen on doing that in anything other than those scopes. So, but particularly because we did B, we essentially beat it in less than 5 hours. We did beat it more than 5 hours, but I think the reason why we got a B is because we saved. So, I mean, it's really oh, actually, no, maybe, yeah, it was because oh no, there we go. We got more than 4 hours, so that's why we got the B, because it was a lot longer than 4 hours. So if we actually did it a little faster and got through that, we could have gotten an A. But I mean, that's not too bad. I've gotten an S plus ranks on all of the existing normal playthroughs, and I've gotten an S plus rank on the existing. Essentially, the biggest thing you need to contend with is the time, but you don't want to save more than 3 times. This is specifically for the trophies of unlocking the bonus weapons. Specifically, if you beat the game with Leon in less than on a hardcore mode with an S plus rank, and basically that includes no more than 3 saves. Obviously, you can't use any first aid sprays, I don't think. And 2 hours and 30 minutes is the limit for these respective characters in this order. But if you do it with Leon, you get the infinite rocket launcher. If you do it with Claire, you get the infinite Gatling gun. Now, if you beat the Hunk Survivor, which is another game mode, extra modes if you look, I've beaten the 4th Survivor, which is where you play as Hunk. You get the SMG. Tofu, I have never beaten these. I do not ever plan to. I was lucky to get through Konjac and Tofu, but these are game modes that essentially are very, very hard. Hunk is basically you have to navigate your way through the from the sewer to the police station's rooftop, and every area is flooded with fucking enemies. I hate this mode. I don't like it. I think it's incredibly overkill. I like a challenge, and I stress this, I do like a challenge. Within reason. Realistic expectations wise. Now, I'm sorry, some people can do this kind of thing, and you know, I salute you. You're very good at what you do, but me, I am not that good. I like a challenge, but this is not a realistic challenge for me to meet because I cannot do it. And practice all I want, I'm never going to be able to do it. I've tried multiple times, and it's just a really frustrating thing. So I'm lucky I got through the 4th Survivor the way I did. I'm lucky I got through Tofu and Konjac, but I never did Flan. I never did Yoriomoki, and I never did Nine Tofu. I never did those. I don't plan to do those because they're very frustrating, and I have no desire to get through them because they're incredibly just overkill. I did do these other scenarios, which basically the Ghost Survivors was telltale scenarios where basically you encountered different outcomes. So in this particular one, No Time to Mourn essentially was a Ghost Survivor story surviving of Robert Kendo. So what if he didn't kill himself and decided to survive? Basically, he would have to make his way from the police station to the sewer and then get to where he fought. If you recall the underground area with where we fought Birkin to save Ada and also Sherry, respective, you have to get there. Problem with that is that he's going to have a lot of zombies and a lot of other enemies, particularly zombies that are poisonous in his way. So similar to the 4th Survivor, a lot of enemies in his way, and he's got to fight his way through them. The Runaway one is another one where the girl escapes Chief Irons and gets back to the police station from the orphanage to rescue Ben from the prison. the jail. Basically, you have to encounter a lot of different kinds of zombies called paleheads. Now, paleheads are essentially a very powerful zombie that take a lot of damage and can't be killed very easily. But the same thing, much like Robert Kendo, a lot of enemies in her way. She gets a really powerful handgun and a few other things, mainly a magnum. So mainly you get cheap irons magnum, essentially. The Forgotten Soldier is basically a UBCS team member that essentially survives the attack from Birkin, and he has to escape the underground Nest lab surrounded by zombies and other threats. But some of these zombies have body armor. So you can't hit them in the head, you have to hit them in the body, or you can't hit them in the arms or the legs. You basically need to use targeted shooting. And then we have the No Way Out scenario, which I fucking hate this thing. I don't know what developer thought this was a great idea. I can honestly think that the community as a whole don't like this kind of thing because essentially there's a upgrade you can get with basically you can get cat ears, which is essentially an accessory. I'll show you the accessories. Basically, these are all accessories you can wear. So essentially, they all serve its purpose. Here we have complete and open all locks in the runaway scenario, no training mode. This gives us another thing, which I'm not going to do that. But basically, these are all things that I have unlocked. We have a skull accessory, a crocodile accessory, gas mask, unicorn. Basically, these are all things that you can wear. This one, No Way Out scenario, without firing more than 60 handgun shots, this is impossible. It is. I've seen it. It's not impossible. It has been done, but it's incredibly a case of luck. And I'm sorry, this is the testament to what I refer to as an unrealistic challenge. I'm sorry, but you cannot send me into a scenario situation where 100 enemies. And the sick thing about this one that makes it really frustrating is it has the entirety of all the various different zombie types that we have in these other three scenarios in there. So you have zombies that are poisonous, you have zombies that essentially are pale heads and very hard to kill, and then you have zombies in body armor. Now imagine all of these zombies, 100 in count, plus regular zombies, cluster fuck into this one little gas station. And this sheriff, the one that we saw at the beginning of each of the games with Claire and Leon, get killed, who is resembling of Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead. Apparently, you have to fight your way through this whole scenario. I got a huge issue with this. I think it's a very ridiculous challenge. I think it's not a very realistic challenge. It really kind of, like I've said, it borderlines on luck because essentially what makes this a very hard challenge is using not more than 60 handgun shots. Now, as you can see, I beat this, but look how many handgun bullets I fired. 248. Who the fuck thinks you're going to get through 100 zombies and only fire their handgun 60 fucking times? Now, mind you, you get a few weapons that the enemies drop. You get a couple spark shots, you get a couple shotguns. You will have some options to basically take advantage of. There are some zombies that come in with oil tank backpacks that you can use as explosive devices. However, they are not very effective where they fall. I have seen a few instances where people have dropped them in the middle of the grocery aisle of the gas station and used it as a sort of centralized explosive area, basically an AOE, an area of explosion. And it's effective to a point. Because if enemies are on the other side of the counter, say in the gas station, or on the other side of an aisle in the gas station, and you do detonate it, it doesn't kill them all. And that is extremely important for the very tail end, because then you start getting flooded with shitloads of pale heads, and they are incredibly difficult to kill. And then on top of that, if you don't manage to, if you don't, you're either by that point you're forced to either use more handgun shots to kill the enemies, or you're overwhelmed to the point with all these enemies just mobbing you that effectively you get killed. So, I'm just not a fan of it. I think it's incredibly shit. I still do. It gives me the recollection of Resident Evil 7's DLCs, particularly 21, the game 21. If you players played Resident Evil 7, you know what I'm talking about. The game of 21 with Lucas Baker, that's a fucked up DLC. Jack Baker's birthday, that's a fucked up DLC. Just realistically as a whole, just a lot of these, if I had to choose, honest to God, I mean, this is one of my biggest criticisms. I mean, I love Resident Evil 2 Remake, but this is one of my biggest criticisms of it, is the fact that we get this crap. When I would have been happy with the extreme battle mode, if you recall, from the Resident Evil 2 OG version. Instead of doing these, you could have added more content with the second run scenarios of Leon and Claire, respectively. Made the second runs more interesting. It's free DLC. Okay, that doesn't matter. I don't give a shit if it was gift wrapped or gold plated or included a figurine for display. It's DLC that's free. Well, it's no small wonder why it's free. Would I pay for something to irritate me? No, I wouldn't. I don't think anyone would. I mean, would you? I mean, at that point, what is the gains from it? I mean, I probably have only played it one time, and I have no desire to play it again after the fact. So realistically, what's so good about it? I have no idea. But again, that's just my opinion. I'm pretty sure other people like it, who are very hardcore enthusiasts, who are very speed runny, and who probably enjoy that kind of thrill or supercharged aggression. But that's just not my cup of tea. And I think when you're trying to really kind of develop a sense of, attracting an audience, you want something that's going to wow them. This doesn't wow me. I'm perfectly. Maybe that makes me boring. I don't know. I mean, it depends. I mean, but it's a subjective stance, and I think a lot of people have the preference that some of it could have been better. I know Resident Evil 3 has plenty to go on in that respect, in terms of things being better when it comes to DLCs. But hey, what do I know? But that is pretty much going to be it, guys. I am pretty happy we got through that, but it definitely was a nice refresher. So I think this is one of the games I would definitely keep in my external hard drive, just for the sake, so I could go back and play it again, because there's nothing quite like it. I kind of wish the second runs, like I said before, I kind of wish the second runs were more eventful and differently. I don't know. They went on a different course with it, similar to what we had with the OG version, with the first scenario and the second scenario being so different. I kind of wish they did that, but that's not what we got, and unfortunately, that's what we have. I mean, but make no mistake, I will always hold Resident Evil 2 higher above Resident Evil 3, because it definitely is just Resident Evil 3. There was a lot of things they did differently. Fixed segments of encounters with the Nemesis. Certain areas you couldn't revisit. The cut content of places like the Clock Tower and the Dead Factory and Raccoon City Park and the cemetery. It just was a real shame, and unfortunately something that I just can't overlook. I get what they were trying to do, but don't fucking do multiplayer. Nobody wants multiplayer. I got it, and I deleted it the first fucking day I got it when I got the game. So please, Capcom, take it from me. Stop with multiplayer. It didn't work in Umbrella. It didn't work on Umbrella Corps. It didn't work in Resident Evil 3. It didn't work with Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. It worked well with Resident Evil Outbreak and Outbreak File 2. Okay? Cooperative play and executing it in a very specific manner is what players like. Okay, so please take it from me as a fellow Resident Evil fan and a supporter of the Resident Evil franchise. No more fucking multiplayer. Please do co-op. I will fuck with co-op, but no more of this other crap. It's just not the same. But that is all I got, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. I am Savage Squishy 86, and that is the completion of our Resident Evil 2 remake as a follow-on with Resident Evil 2, the OG version. Subscribe, comment if you have any comments, questions, concerns, tips, pointers. lore or opinions, let me know and I will absolutely welcome it. Like this as it really helps me out, and turn the notification bell on. Keep up to date when I do my next streaming action. As the next time we play, we're going to get right into my favorite, one of my favorites, Resident Evil 3, the OG version, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, released on the PlayStation 1. I don't even know when, but it's one of my fucking favorites, and I think it's so great to play it again. So I got that lined up for you next time, and then after that, we're going to jump right into our next story-based game of Resident Evil Code Veronica, featuring Claire as she searches for her brother, Chris Redfield. Resident Evil 3 OG will take place during Raccoon City's overwhelming of the virus outbreak of Jill Valentine trying to escape Raccoon City while under pursuit of the deadly pursuer, the Nemesis. So, I will catch you guys next time with our continuing playthrough of this Resident Evil franchise with the following titles of Resident Evil 3, the OG version, and Resident Evil Code Veronica. And I will see you guys next time.